bad at just playing NHL lately, but here I am. We're back. Welcome back to Kane's Twitter franchise mode. Season 4. Jeez, man. It's been so long. It's been such a long time. So, yeah. Kane's Twitter franchise mode is back. We'll take a look at the contracts. I honestly don't know where we left off. So, yeah, finally got some time off. This week was a little busy. I had an exam and a lot of work, so just a busier week for me. So we're back. And Trevor, your contract is expiring, and you want a new contract, so we'll go ahead and sign you. Noah Hannafin doesn't want a contract extension, but we're gonna give it to him. 3 years is perfect, I think, because that'll be right before he regresses. All apologies. But yeah, so we'll offer Hannafin. We'll just take a look at the other skaters that need to be signed. Edmonds does not want to re-sign. I'm okay with that. McCallum is a year younger and the same overall, which is fine. I also have Boychuk here, who I'm going to qualify. And in all honesty, I might just give him a one-way contract. Offer, see what he says. Blake Murray, I'm not going to re-sign. Unfortunately, I just don't think it's worth it. Artukin here, a little older, but low top 6'4" potential isn't bad. And then there's this low elite skater that I'm also going to sign right there. Left wingers, Teuvo Teravainen does want a contract extension. How has he done these past few years? I mean, consistently a 50, 60 point guy. He's 33. He wants 3 more years. I'm only going to be willing to give him 1 more year because then I think he'll start to regress. But I definitely want Teuvo for next year as well. Kalinin. Ooh, man. So I'll qualify Kalinin and Sundin. I think Safronov will find a better home elsewhere, unfortunately. Persson here, that's definitely a contract I want to sign. He seems to be one of my best prospects. Give me a sec. Alright, I'm back. So yeah, we're gonna have some new faces. I decided to go ahead and trade Landon McCallum because I mean we have Boychuk in the system. He's 2 years younger and just one overall worse. I think he could grow into something. We also have this guy right here who I'm not sure where we got him from. Oh, he was a fourth round pick, and he's 19. Gonna be playing in the NHL here, so like that was a really good fourth round pick. Even if he doesn't get much over an 81, like that's still a solid pick for us. Um, right wingers though, it's a little more sus. I may go ahead and leave Upshaw here and stick with the three right wingers and just kind of hope that Upshaw gets up to maybe a 79. So was he in the NHL last year? He was not. He's been in Charlotte the past 2 years. And minor checking forward is his role. So I think I'm fine now, actually. The only concern that I really have is that I don't have any depth if Teravainen starts to slip. Defensively, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to stick with this Rousseau guy for obvious reasons. So I'm going to trade Daniil Chayka just in just to get another second round pick. Well, not from Arizona, obviously. I could trade it to Boston. That should work, actually. It's a little bit too much. Chayka's not as valuable as McCallum, I think. Yeah, so I end up trading one of my thirds, but I get an extra second. I trade my third, but I get an extra second, which is good. Other than that, I'm just going to take a look at the prospects on the board to see what's going on here. There are a handful of options here that I could pick up. I could actually honestly trade Tavo and improve on the left wing by getting Lafreniere or It's Me. He only fits on forward line 4. Oh, they both actually fit on forward line 4, huh? Right wing I'm kind of set in, so I don't need to work on it. All of these players just fit on the fourth line, so it doesn't really make any sense. Trevor, it would put you on the second line. But if you're okay with that, then I'll pull the trigger on signing one of these two guys. Let's see, It's Me, 79. Let's see, in his NHL career, 3 70-point seasons, and then 2 other seasons with 60 points. That's really good. Lafreniere, don't do it. He's had 2 80-point seasons, couple 60-point seasons, nothing below 43. That's all really good. Yeah, I think the team is fine. Like, what I could do is I could trade Foot and then get like Luostarinen type player maybe. Or no, sort of is an RFA. So yeah, I could get Luostarinen and trade Foot. Oh, but he wouldn't fit in the system. Dang it. I don't want to offer sheet a player. Yeah, it doesn't really make any sense to do any of this, I think. I think we'll just stick with where we're at right now. Let's just see if there are any good prospects available. And unfortunately, it doesn't look like it this year. Let's just take a look at the potential. None. Jeez. Alright, so that's a bad year for prospects. So we actually won't sign anybody in free agency this year. I think I'm good. I just need to make sure scouting is all good. Scouting's fine. Coaching, I need a lot of coaches. Okay. So I need an NHL associate coach. Preferably somebody with decent teaching. I'm gonna go with this guy. the generalist, Sean Klassen. No, I didn't. To be honest, I've been staying off of Twitter these past couple of days and just checking the Canes prospects account. This is the one that I think I'll sign as my NHL assistant coach. Big Canes conspiracy theory here, and that it's all just a negotiating tactic from Forsland and his agent. You get the public on his side, and then all of a sudden the Canes are forced to come down because like you're at risk of losing a lot of fans. So I don't know. That's my Canes Twitter conspiracy theory for the day. And then I'm going to get this guy to be my AHL goalie coach. Like, his agent even said, like, hey, let's give him the next few days. And then Forsland's, like, trying to play it like, oh, I'm not coming back. Like, it seems like the Canes are done with me. And all of a sudden, you know, we kind of saw this when it was with Waddell, too. But, like, Waddell was never going anywhere. Which is hilarious because everybody was against hiring Waddell at first. And then a year later they were like, oh crap, hey Don, like he's such a big part of the team. I didn't even see which goalies or which coaches signed, but I think that's all of them. So I think we're good. We'll just keep going to next season. We have my coaching staff, we have everything else, and we're set. So yeah. There's been like hockey things happening though. Um, the Canes have some of their taxi squad players here. It's what's his name? Steven Lorentz, Ryan Suzuki, Alex Nedeljkovic, and then I think the last player. I think that was it. But I would assume Morgan Geekie would also be playing. Most players haven't come in yet, which is fine. Some minor trades going on here, nothing too big. Alex Galchenyuk traded to Philly. Excuse me. Sam Steele traded to Ottawa. So Ottawa, after losing Lafreniere, is really trying to bulk up their roster a little bit. Hopefully Lafreniere and It's Me did not sign with Metropolitan Division teams, although they probably did just because this game hates us. I am taking a bit of a risk by only by like not signing anybody and letting a few players go, but I think I've made the right decisions. But here we are, 2028 and 2029. We have one Stanley Cup in this playthrough, correct? No Calder Cups. Am I correct in saying that? Okay. Okay. I thought so, but I couldn't be sure. So Trevor, here's the problem. I want you to be a good fit. You just don't fit anywhere in this system. So I kind of have to leave you on the third line because you just don't fit anywhere. I don't know. If we don't make the playoffs this season, I may just say screw it and fire the head coach. So he doesn't seem to be all that good for us. But anyways, we have Boychuk in the system, and we have Upshaw, neither of whom have grown in overall, because of course they haven't. Nolan Foote is here on the fourth line. Defensively, it's Hanifin and Michael. Russo doesn't really fit here, and neither does Fleury, unfortunately. Um, that just makes the third line really bad, though. That's the problem. Unless I did that. Which is fine, I guess. I do kind of want Roach on the first line, on the second line as well, but I think I'm okay with it. He'll be fine. I only gave Teravainen a 1-year contract, correct? Perfect. Thing is, I don't have any, that wasn't quite finished yet. So defensively, it's fine for now. Offensively, or in Charlotte, we're fine, I think. Charlotte's weird, man. There's like no coherence in the lineup, but not a lot of the prospects that I signed have been playing, unfortunately. I have 2 players with this last name. That's kind of funny. And this guy's a center because I don't have enough defense, apparently. Okay. I'll see what I can get for Turbo, but I probably won't trade him. Because I would need an NHL asset, and then I would need it to fit my team. That's the problem I've had so far, is that I haven't found many players that can fit my team's scheme. Yeah, I can't find anything for Teravainen right now. That's fine. I'll hold on to him because, I mean, he's still valuable, and at 84 overall, like, that's still good. But his time is quickly coming to pass. Okay. That's a minor trade. So, yep. Preseason's going well, though. The Canes are, winning games as they're supposed to be doing. And now we move on to the regular season. Waivers will be in effect, and then they want me to change my scouting. We're good on that. Home opener against the Buffalo Sabres after they acquired Sonny Milano. And the Carolina Hurricanes win both games in overtime and the shootout. 4-3 against the Sabres and 3-2 the following night against the Caps. So big back-to-back wins to start the season for the Hurricanes, who then take a 5-day break and then go to play LA. At home, 2 big wins, 7-2 and then a 3-2 win against the Islanders. The Canes starting off the season strong with 4 wins. Losing to Boston, though, in the very next game, unfortunately, but a nice 3-game homestand here in the middle of the month. We've got our central scouting rankings as well. So let's see what's going on. Caden Mendoza is the projected first overall pick, and we know nothing about the top 10 this year. But these numbers do look like franchise player numbers, so we'll have to keep an eye on this. We'll put Brody Burgundy on the case here to see. We have a few scouting reports, but nothing crazy. We do know that there is a medium elite center projected to go in the first round of this draft, Matthew Travers. But there's another big win, 6-3 against Philadelphia, and then 4-3 against the Canadiens. Canes sending a lot of games to overtime this year, but winning all of them so far, which is really good. I don't want to make any trades. I'm content with where we're at right now as a team, especially with this start. to the season. A 5-1 loss to Anaheim is not ideal, considering we did trade somebody there. Can't remember who. But a 4-1 win against the Vegas Golden Knights is really good as well. Canes finishing up the month of October with a 7-4 win against the Oilers, bringing the totals to 8-2-0 for the first month of the season. Solid start to the year. Canes having played some of their games against Metropolitan teams, but not too many of them. Losing to Ottawa, pretty big fashion too, 8-2. Yikes! But 5-1 the next night. I'll take that. That's a solid win. Going up against Vegas, Canes winning another game, and Bomick out with a fractured jaw for a little bit for Charlotte. That's a tough loss, considering he's their first-line center, but the first line for Charlotte, it wasn't that great. Canes shutting out the Caps, though, 2-0 at home. Canes in the midst of a 5-game homestand, winning another shutout win against the Devils here. Bomick is already back for Charlotte. Yikes. And the Canes sweep the homestand, winning all 5 games with that win against the Flames. Timothy Upshall out with an abdominal strain. So that will just affect the 4th line, I believe. Do I have any scratched players here? I have some defensemen. So there's 2 defensemen scratched in McBain. So that's going to make the 4th line a good bit worse, but I think it's okay. Going on a 4-game road trip here, losing to St. Louis, and then against Colorado the very next night, it's another loss, which is understandable. The 4th line is now a big weakness. We've lost 3 in a row here after that 5-game win streak. We really need Upshall back. I didn't realize that until, but 5-3 win against Anaheim, so we don't lose all of the games on the road swing, which is important. And then we lose the next night too, so yikes. Probably should have called up a winger, but we have 2 defensemen in the system that need to play. Pirietta out with a pulled groin now, so that's going to affect some things. We'll go with best lines, and I am actually going to call 2 prospects up. I need 2 wingers. And in the system, we have Garon and Holland, and I'm going to call both of these players up for now. I'm going to go to edit lines, and then Charlotte's going to have their lines fixed up a little bit. It's going to be weird, but again, it's going to work. I'm going to take DeMello and swap Holland in for that, and then I'm not going to switch Boychuk out. That's my B. And I'm going to put Garon in the lineup. Both of these guys are prospects. This guy has a 4th line forward role already, so that's encouraging. He might work out. Robinson Holland, another good prospect for Charlotte, played. So we have, the potential for growth here, which is exciting. I think I'm going to keep it as is for now, just because it's a little, this lineup's a little whack. So we'll figure it out, but yeah, as of right now, that's the lines. Nothing's gonna change. Back at home against Florida, we did lose to Dallas and we lost again. Timothy Upshall is back, so that's a change in the lineup. He's actually not gonna get put in the lineup, so Garon is staying in the lineup. Played in 1 game, was a -2 in 651. The 4th line never plays, so it's not all that surprising. Yeah, I gotta do this. Right. When Pirietta is back, I'll do that. Okay. Lost to the Flyers, so we are collapsing a good bit here, but a big win against the Rangers, 8-2, keeps us in the race a little bit here, and we're at December 1st. So we're 2 months in the season, 15-9-0 in a playoff spot in the East. Currently 3rd in the division, playing against the Islanders at home. Pirietta has returned to the lineup, so here we go. I'm gonna have to send down 1 skater. And and I think there's no sense in keeping Haaland up here right now. I think that makes the most sense. So let's go edit the lines. Now we'll go to best lines. So Teravainen, Rieta, and Hosang, and then that and Foot. That makes the fourth line ultra bad. Okay, Trevor, you know what? I'm just going to have to keep you down here right now. I'm so sorry. This coach is not good for the system. I think I need to start exploring my options this off-season, but we'll take a look. We'll see what happens. But the team's healthy again for the first time in what feels like a long time. And the Canes are losing a lot more games, so now they're not as good. Central Scouting rankings now. We have a medium elite player, Caden Mendoza. Yeah, so it looks like it'll just be medium elite this year, or all these players will be. Any other gems? Still just the one, but we know for a fact he's a medium elite playmaker. Big 4-0 shutout win over Arizona, and then a shootout loss to LA. So we get a point, but unfortunately it's not enough. That's a injury for Charlotte. It's a lot for just a player that's okay in this game, I'm pretty sure. It would be kind of cool to bring Wah back, but not that cool. Anyways, losing to the Devils is unfortunate. Would have really appreciated a win there, but alas. Beating the Panthers is good though. 18-11-1. We're starting to pick things up where we left off. We're starting to win games with a little more regularity now. I do think that I need to make a coaching change this offseason, because this coach just isn't a good fit for my top six. Like, none of the players on my team fit into his top six at all, which is not great. Like, I know we have a lot of different player styles, but it's never like that. Like, it's a little scary, like, how bad this team is for this coach. And he's an improvement, which kind of just goes to show you how bad, like, our last coach was. But anyways, the Canes are on a 3-game losing streak and need to beat Detroit and Tampa. We do actually beat both teams 9-6 and then 2-0. So that keeps us in the playoff hunt for now. I'm not going to say yes to that trade. End of December, I'd love a win against the Blue Jackets, and we do win against the top team in the division, so that's important. And then last game of 2028 against the Tampa Bay Lightning is a win. There we go. So the Canes are back into third in the division, barely, but still there. Playing against Winnipeg now. Michael Goodrow out with a mild concussion until January 7th. So we'll switch up the lines here. Again, Garon still in the lineup, doing not that great. But it does change some stuff up here on defense. I'm actually going to see that makes us better, I think. Luckily, Michael's only out for a little bit, so we'll be fine. We win the first game of the new year against the Jets, and yep, he's already back, so we'll just do best lines. Holland was out for Charlotte for a little bit, but he's now back. Canes on a good winning streak here, shutting out the Blackhawks again. Lots of shutout wins this season, which is encouraging. Seems like I've kind of found a groove with this team. A shootout loss to the Florida Panthers is unfortunate, but Canes win another game, and honestly, it's a shootout loss, so we still get points. Ottawa fires Russell Rabbit, their head coach, which probably isn't his fault considering Lafreniere did not want to sign with them, but whatever. A 2-1 loss to New Jersey. And yeah, so exciting. Lots of trade offers. Brady Shea coming back would be cool, and it would help my team's defense a little bit, but it's not really a trade that I'm looking to make right now. Considering Shea's probably in his 30, like late 30, mid 30s, I'd say, and that just doesn't make a lot of sense to me at this point in time. But we'll view the draft class, see what's going on. We still know nothing about the top 5, which I guess is okay considering we don't have a top, like, we're probably a playoff team this year, but like still I'd like to know. We do have one extra gem, and it's Isaac Bufflin here, and yeah, he's okay. A power 4. Shooting's alright, but his skating is not great. I mean, that's like every other gem in this game. Their skating sucks, but so yeah. Beating the Rangers and the Stars is huge after that loss to the Jets, so the Canes needed that. Playing against Vancouver, I'd like to see wins in both of those games. Another shutout this season. Man, the Canes' goaltending and defense has been excellent so far. They wanted to trade us Tuukka Tiaksala, which would have been kind of funny bringing him back after he really didn't do anything. But here we are at a stopping point. 32-16-2, Sebastian Aho leading the team in points. Canes with a slight edge over the Devils in points, but the Devils do have a game in hand. Really, every team in the division other than the Blue Jackets has a game in hand on us, which is fine. But we're going to go ahead and sim to the game against New York, which will be the last game of the regular season for the Carolina Hurricanes. Huge trade, but not really. Thought it was a little bigger, but it really isn't. So, yeah. Nick Robertson traded to Winnipeg, so Washington gets a little bit worse, which is good to hear for us. Yeah, that is good to hear for us. Actually, Radish traded from Tampa to Boston, so Boston decides to add a player this year, which is good. Good for them. And yeah, so I'm gonna say no to every trade offer, I think. It just makes the most sense. And Benoit Gruel traded to Tirana. Canes losing after a very long break. Wow. But here we are. Kalsha traded to Winnipeg too, so Winnipeg is adding a lot. So yeah, Hagos that's a prospect of ours. I'm gonna say no because I don't really know. But yeah, that's what's going on in franchise mode right now. Just a bunch of trade offers. Canes are still winning some games. We were on a bit of a losing streak. Yeah, we're on a bit of a 4-game losing streak here, unfortunately. Come on, beat San Jose. We beat San Jose and New Jersey the next night, so we keep New Jersey behind us, which is really good. Nick Ritchie traded, and then Dylan Gambrell. Wow, Columbus adding a top 6 center and 2 third-pairing defensemen in one trade. That's a pretty big deal for Columbus, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, that's a huge trade for the Blue Jackets here. Vomic and Jost, or Vomic for Jost. I'm gonna say no, but it looks like Philly's trying to sell. Edmonton gets John Klingberg. I used to get Klingberg and Clefbaum confused. I don't know why. But yeah, that's a fun fact. And yeah, no. It would have been cool to bring Natchez back, but it doesn't really make any sense. Um, we did lose to Vancouver, but we beat the next two teams we played. Cooper Marody traded to St. Louis. Playing against Boston, who has made a few additions. Russo out with back spasms, so that brings in a scratch defenseman to play for him. Luckily, I don't think he was having all that great of a season, so I don't think it hurts the team too much, but it's still unfortunate. No worries. You didn't really miss anything. We're just kind of simming through the season, and the Canes are doing okay. Yeah, just kind of doing alright. The deadline's almost over. I did see that we shut out the Red Wings, which is really awesome. We were on a bit of a winning streak. We still are. Okay, 4 games? No, 5 games right now with that win against the Flyers. But it does come to an end against Tampa. Why'd they have to ruin our fun, man? Well, we're back to our winning ways. Wins in 2 games so far. 3 games, shutting out the Penguins again. And okay, 2 losses in a row, but then a win against the Caps. And I didn't see what the game against the Penguins was. Yep. So this guy, apparently our scouts like him a little bit more, but we don't know anything about him. We still don't know anything about 4 of the top 5 players. So that's something. And still no other gems in this draft. So that's definitely something to keep an eye on because I really don't know what's going on here. But yeah, Charlotte has lost a player to injuries, which is fine. We lost to Toronto, won against the Islanders, and then shut out Toronto in the very next game. And then a loss to the Blues. Winning against Pittsburgh is huge. Piriata out with a mild concussion. That hurts us a little bit, but it's fine. We are a playoff team. Yeah, so we've clinched the playoffs. Timothy Upshaw with injured ribs, so he might be out for a good bit, but we have clinched the conference. Oh my god. Okay, I'm back. And look at this. Last game of the season, obviously we've already clinched the conference, so it doesn't really matter. But it's still a really cool thing. Like the Canes were down 5-0 and then tied the game. Don't win it in overtime. Here's the shootout. So we end up losing the game in the shootout, but still, I mean, to get a point in that game is huge. Sebastian Aho hitting 100 points. Probably not the President's. No, the Oilers will win the President's Trophy this year with 109 points, but we were close actually. So that's good. Aho and Bach both finishing as our point per game players. Trevor and Svechnikov finishing with 70 plus points. Suzuki having a really good season as well. Hosang over 60 points. Teravainen even at 34, going strong with I totally forgot the number already. 58 points. So that's actually an improvement over last season's totals. So that's really good. Roach 51 points is solid. Hanifin with 49 and Michael with 47. Bean with a solid season with 45 points. So let's take a look at our rookie skaters here. Pirietta with 30 points. Not the greatest, but he is up to an 84. Boychuk, again, not that great. Russo as well, not that great. Yeah, it really just seems like the Canes, like we got some help from our rookie skaters, but it wasn't a lot. Goaltending here, so Canes and Cannons had an impressive 7 shutouts, and then Jacobs had 2 this season, and their save percentages still weren't that great, which is kind of insane. But yeah, it seems like the Canes did really well this year, and yeah, I'm happy about that. But we'll go to the playoffs against the Leafs. So the Canes were 5-3-2 in their last 5 games. Toronto was 5-5-0. Canes scoring in the first period, Josh Hosang with a goal, William Nylander getting a power play goal for Toronto. Second period, Roach with a power play goal of his own to give the Canes a 2-1 lead, outshooting the Leafs 24-8 after 2 periods. Third period, Canes win. Trevor, Goodrow, and Josephson score for the Canes. A 5-2 victory on home ice for the playoffs is encouraging Fred Roach with a hell of a performance. 4 points in game 1. He'll probably get like first star of the night for like the league or something. That'd be kind of cool to see, like if you simmed through the games, like you could see like which players got first star. I don't know. But anyways, no score after 1 period. Second period, Trevor scores 1. Bach gets an even strength and a power play goal for the Canes in the second. Third period now, tie game. Harrison and Marner scoring for the Leafs. So Canes in Toronto heading to overtime here in game 2. Obviously the Canes are looking for a big win here to put some pressure on Toronto for games 3 and 4. And here we go. Matthews versus Aho. Sandin with the puck now. Timothy Liljegren with it. Easy save, Canes and Cannons. And he's going to hold on. So it's going to be Bach, Aho, and Svechnikov against Silfverberg, Matthews, and Giroux. Or Gruel, maybe. I can't tell. I think it was Giroux. But Svechnikov with the puck gets crunched, and Silfverberg has the puck now. He's going to carry it into the offensive zone, gets hit. Canes and Cannons is going to make the play to get it out, and Svechnikov with the puck doesn't enter the zone and turns it over to Silfverberg. It's a partial breakaway. Great defense by Michael Goodrow there, and Hanifin picks it up. Dominic Bach carries it in past the blue line. Aho with it now. Shot. Save Gustafsson. Yeah, so the Canes playing a little sloppy heading into overtime. It's very rough here. But here's Michael Goodrow with a huge hit on Silfverberg as he entered the offensive zone. Pirieto, Suzuki, and Hosang out on the ice against Nylander, Harrison, and Marner, so that's new. Michael Gaudreau, the pass was tied up, and Toronto gets it. Liljegren to Nylander. Nylander gets it up to Mitch Marner. Turned it over to Pirieto. Great play there on the back check, and he's going to enter in the offensive zone. Pirieto with the puck, shot. High-rising shot. Gustafsson makes the glove save, and we're just going to keep on playing, all right? Dominic Bach. That was on the bench there. Okay, he's not on the ice. Never mind. All right. So Suzuki wins the face-off, but Marner gets it. Nice play by Mitch Marner. And Nylander's going to dump it in. Hanifin gets the puck. Almost turned it over, but Michael Gaudreau gets the puck out to Hosang, who turns it over. Okay. Marner gets hit a little bit off the puck there. Hanifin with it now. Turned it over. Oh, my God. These turnovers are killing me. What a poke check by Noah Hanifin, though. Nylander with the puck on his sticks, going to double back into the offensive zone and break the puck out to Harrison. Harrison's got it to Mitch Marner. Marner to Green, so Green with the puck. Marner has it. Green shot. Save, Canes and Cannons. Good stop there. Green with it again. Great save on Nylander. Canes and Cannons with a heck of a save there. And Ryan Suzuki with it. So Toronto is not letting the Canes do anything offensively here. Shot! No! Morgan Rielly with a great play on the back door. Otherwise, it's a win for the Canes. Another damn turnover. For the love of God. Hit hard. Pirieto with the puck. Turned it over. Pirieto with the puck. Turned it over. Oh my God. Josefsson with the puck now. Pass back to Foot. Shot. Save. Gustafsson. Rielly with the puck now. Exits the zone. Alright, Josefsson gets the breakout. Foot with it now. Nolan Foot got it to Fred Roach, who's going to circle out back. Has it at the top of the circle. Shot. Score! What a shot. Fred Roach there. And the Carolina Hurricanes walk away with a win in Game 2. So many damn turnovers in that overtime, man. So many. It was ridiculous. But the Canes still walk away with the win. We'll take a look at this here. It's obviously gonna start in the offensive zone. Josefsson had it. Got the breakout pass to Foot. So it's gonna be Roach from Foot and Josefsson here. Roach is just gonna make a nice little circle play, draws the defender outside, and he's allowed to cut into the top of the circle just a little too much. Foot has 3 defenders on him and doesn't have the puck, and that's just a perfectly placed shot. Goes off the post and in. Fred Roach wins the game for the Carolina Hurricanes after a phenomenal Game 1. Roach is the hero in Game 2 once again. And how many points do you have? He had 2 points in that game, so like, you know, pretty solid solid start to the playoffs for him. Oh, nice. Well, we won in overtime. Roach scored the OT winner. Teravainen with the power play goal. Pirieto with another goal here. Canes up 2-1 after the first period. Second period still up by a goal thanks to Dominic Bach. And third period, Canes win. Michael Gaudreau gets the eventual winner, and Jake Bean gets an insurance marker. It's a 3-0 series lead for the Carolina Hurricanes. Roach with another point in that game. He's just been outstanding. The AHL regular season is over. Curious to see how Charlotte did, and they did really well even without one of their top players. Like, I took one of their top players away, and they're still doing really well. So Charlotte unfortunately lost the first game of the playoffs and got shut out, but here we are. Game 4. Aho with a goal in the first period. Second period, Matthews and Rielly score. Hosang gets a goal for the Canes. Third period now, Canes win. Bach, and then Trevor scores a power play goal with 2 minutes and 9 seconds left to send the Canes on to the second round, sweeping the Toronto Maple Leafs. And while we're here, you know what? Let's check and see how Charlotte's doing. So this is game 2. Charlotte with 2 goals, Sundin and Samsonov, Vasilyev and Hagos, and that's a shutout. So we're just trading back to back. So we're trading shutouts in this series. So Kalle Sundin leading the team with 2 points in that game. Going on to game 3. So this is a pivotal game here. No score after the first period. Second period, Finley gets a goal. Third period, Charlotte wins. Sundin, Persson, and Dembski scoring for the Charlotte Checkers. So the Carolina Hurricanes made it to the first round. The Charlotte Checkers are well on their way. I'm simulating day by day now because I don't know when the playoffs are over. So, or when the rounds are over and I don't want to miss a game. Charlotte with a huge first period though. Sundin, Stempniak, Janssen, and Vasilyev scoring. No score after 2. Third period, Sundin gets another goal. Charlotte advances to the second round. After losing the first game too, like in a best of 5 series, like losing one game is like a backbreaker for your team sometimes. So anyways though, moving on to the series against Columbus, Canes and Blue Jackets. First period, Josefsson gets the first goal of the second round for the Carolina Hurricanes. Second period, Fleury with the goal, so the defense coming in clutch here. And the third period, Canes win with Josh Ho-Sang adding a goal. So it's a 3-1 win, and Ho-Sang now also has 7 points. And Charlotte will be playing the Providence Bruins in the first round. Game 2, Canes with a 1-0 series lead after that. Game 2, Canes leading after the first period. Suzuki and Hanifin scoring. Suzuki on the power play too, so that's exciting. It's Me ties it up for the Blue Jackets in the second. Third period, Canes lose. Trevor scores, but unfortunately it is all Columbus in the third period. So it's a tie series. Canes taking one of the games at home. Roach with 1 point in that game keeps his scoring title. For the team at least. So we're moving on to game 3. Canes looking for a bounce back win. Venberg scores first for the Blue Jackets. Second period, Canes get a goal from Svechnikov, but It's Me takes the lead. Third period, it's a tie game though. Trevor and Aho score just a couple seconds apart, and Huberdeau ties it. So we're heading to overtime. Canes versus Blue Jackets. Very similar offenses, but the Canes have the edge defensively and in goal. So we're heading to overtime in game 3. And there we go. Aho loses the face-off. Werenski with the puck now. I believe Werenski was a former Cane in the last franchise mode we had. Could be wrong though. He may have been a Cane in this franchise mode too. I just really don't remember. But Michael Gaudreau with the puck now. Shot. Save. Werenski with it. Gets it to Travis Dermott. Huberdeau with the puck now. Jonathan Huberdeau. Dermott. Shot. Blocked by Aho. Huberdeau. Werenski. Back to Dermott. Venberg with the puck now. Dubois with it to Dermott. Oh, Verdino. Excuse me, actually. That's not Venberg. Bach with the puck. And he's going to enter the offensive zone. Carolina gets their first offensive opportunity. Shot! Oh, it almost went in off of the defenseman. Ryan Ellis nearly let in a bad goal. There's some great saves from Canes and Cannons, though. Like, one of the best players on this team, for sure. Prieta, Suzuki, and Ho-Sang out for the Canes. Suzuki loses the face-off easily. Dermott gets to that guy, LaRue. I'm going to call him that. I don't know. L. It's Me with it. Venberg. Dermott back to L. Dermott has it again to It's Me, and they're just kind of playing catch. Venberg, good save, Canes and Cannons. Michael Gaudreau covers it up. And Ryan Suzuki gets it up to Pirietta. Josh Ho-Sang. What a pass to Suzuki. He can't do anything with it. Pass back to Jake Bean. Ho-Sang with it now. Back to Suzuki. Shot on net. And a pad save. Suzuki with it now. Back to Jake Bean. Shot. Blocked out in front by the Columbus defenseman. Decent puck possession there. Not really any great opportunities. Josefsson gets it to Ho-Sang, and we're just going to start again. So Ho-Sang with it now. Nice move. I love the physics in this game. Like, it was barely a shot, and it just goes flying out of the zone. I think I would go with the third line here. Yeah, so Trevor, Roach, and Foote out on the ice. Chang, Gambrell, and Wyman out for the Blue Jackets. Trevor scores! What a goal! What a goal! Right off the face-off, Trevor moves into the backdoor position and scores. Look at this. Instant replay immediately off the face-off. So Roach is going to get another point for this. Winning the face-off back to Jake Bean, who passes it on the backhand to Trevor. And look at this angle. He doesn't have a great angle, and he's just going to take the shot and put it right past Ryan Ellis. Hey man, you got to do what you got to do to, celebrate. I won't lie, like the first time we won the Stanley Cup, like in one of these modes where I was streaming, like I was standing I think it was overtime. It was like an overtime in the Stanley Cup Finals. Like I was standing while calling the game because I was that excited. Like, I don't know. But yeah, what a goal. And Fred Roach gets another point. Ooh, Blue Jackets with 4 goals in the first period though, so they were not happy about that. Svechnikov with the goal for the Canes. Canes get another one thanks to Pirietta, so there still is a chance. Third period, no there is not. That was a tough game. Yeah, tough game for the Canes, so there will be a Game 6 in this series. Heading back home for Game 5. This is a tough series, I'm not gonna lie. First period, Ho-Sang scores. It's Me has been killing us this series. Ho-Sang scored from center ice, huh? Second period, Aho with a shorty, and It's Me once again scoring a goal. Third period, Canes win. Aho, Roach, and Bean score even strength goals in the third period to win the game for the Canes. That's a huge Game 5 win, and once again, Roach gets another point in that game. So heading to Game 6, the Canes need to win. It's been back and forth all series long. You just need a win in this game. No score after one. Second period, Trevor and Bach score. Third period, Canes win. Pirietta with 2 goals and Josefsson with another. The Carolina Hurricanes are heading to the Eastern Conference Final. And the only other time we've made it out of the second round in this playthrough, we've won the Stanley Cup. Not saying that's going to happen this time. In all honesty, it might not. But it's still exciting. Charlotte and Providence heading to Game 7. I kind of want to sim it. Yeah, we'll simulate. It doesn't affect the NHL game. Tie game, Borodziuk and Janssen scoring. Charlotte moves on, Pirietta and Dembski scoring, so the Checkers are on to their conference final too. So the Carolina Hurricanes are playing against the Florida Panthers in the first round, or in the conference final. First period, Roslovic gets a goal for Florida. Second period, Hanifin and Trevor score on Cameron Bass. Third period, that's a Canes loss. Trevor scoring another goal, but unfortunately the Canes lose 6-3 in that game. Svech now leading the team in points. Only 2 goals these playoffs, but he is at an assist per game. It's going to be Charlotte versus Utica in the third round of the playoffs. It was a tough round for Charlotte against Providence. They were a good team. Janssen scoring first for Florida. Fratton and Howden scoring. Canes get one thanks to Teravainen's power play goal, but that's a Game 2 loss, and unfortunately the Canes down in a 2-0 hole early in the series. Okay, now we know everything about this freaking draft. I'd like to see one more gem on this list, but it's fine if there's not. Canes needing a big game from their first line. We've gotten it from Trevor. We've gotten it from Teravainen. We need a big game for the first line now. Hanifin with the goal. That's a good way to start it off. Second period, Svechnikov scoring. And Teravainen and Michael Goodrow add goals. That's a 4-0 shutout of the Florida Panthers, and we needed that. We needed that win. The Canes were struggling. Svech had 2 points in that game. Shutting out the Florida Panthers in Game 3 is huge. Moving on to Game 4, Canes get a goal in the first period from Dominic Bach. Second period, Ho-Sang scores twice and Bach adds another. Third period, Canes lose. Barkov with 2 goals, and the Canes fall in Game 4. Canes and Cannon's out with a swollen knee. He's out for the rest of the season, so it falls on Jacobs to get done. Charlotte in their series is losing 2-1 as well. So, Game 5, it's do or die for the Canes in the Eastern Conference Final. First period, Bach and Aho score. Second period, Florida takes the lead thanks to Vrana and Vasilevich. Canes lose. Trevor scores to tie it, but Barkov wins it. Florida is heading to the Stanley Cup Final. In their last game, Charlotte won, so the Checkers season is still going on, and since they're so far, we'll take a look at their season as well, see what's going on with them. Utica scores twice, Bomick gets a goal, and Charlotte loses 4-1, so Utica takes a 3-2 series lead heading to Game 6. Robinson Holland is out for the Checkers. It's a big injury. I believe he's on their first line. So heading on to Game 6, Utica scores first, Charlotte gets a goal from Moran, and Charlotte's season is over. So unfortunately, both of our affiliates fell in the conference finals, but we're moving on to the draft. That was a successful season. I think we did really well. Edmonton ended up beating Florida, and Tucson ended up beating Utica, so both teams that beat us lost. Feels good. I don't love to see this. Pittsburgh and the Rangers winning the lottery here. Anaheim getting the the 4th overall pick. Columbus getting the 8th overall pick. Anaheim getting 11th. And St. Louis getting 12th. Washington getting 13th and Calgary getting 15th. That's a lot of picks being traded in this draft, so it'll be interesting to see what's going on. But looks like the Rangers will be getting a medium elite defenseman, and the Penguins will be getting this medium elite right winger. We have one bust late in the first round because of course, but no real other gems in this draft, which is interesting. I was kind of hoping that Teravainen would call it a career, but he has not. I guess he is still 34, which isn't terribly old. Mark Scheifele's now a coach, and I won't have to hire any coaches to replace retired coaches this year, which is good. And we'll take a look at the awards. It was Edmonton versus Florida, obviously. Aho won the Hart. There we go. McShorzy the Jerk won the Vezina, which hurts because we drafted him and we traded him away. Wade won the Selke, Aho won the Ted Lindsay, and Owen won the Rocket Richard. Decent season for creative players. Great year for Sebastian Aho. We're moving on to the NHL entry draft. Canes are going to be picking, I believe, 28th. I was going to say 27th. I was close. Doesn't look like there's a whole lot available in this range. Yeah, yikes. Most of these guys are going to be top 9 forwards. There's a goalie, but I think I'm going to go with Tomas Lindback. No, he's a grinder. Yeah, he's 1 year away from the NHL, but that's just a grinder's a really bad pick. Pavel Hudobin here. We'll pick him. Way off the board, but a solid pick, 64 overall. 38th overall now. The Canes have some more options. Not really, actually. Peyton Niedermeyer, but again, he's a grinder. I don't have a good 2AD, so Pedro Gargiulo. We'll pick him. Medium top 4D, solid. 46th overall. I guess we had a trade offer, but it got revoked or something. I don't know. Yeah, I think this player is the best player available. Parks. Another defenseman, unfortunately, but medium top 4D, that's solid. So we'll have some good defensemen coming into the system this year. 59th overall. Now I'm looking to add a forward. Preferably somebody not terrible. There is a playmaker here. He's low top 6. My scouts prefer Zach Bales. A grinder, that's top 9 forward. So it seems like a draft where there's a lot of grinders, unfortunately. But we're picking in the 4th round here, and I don't love any of this. Okay. Well, let's see what our scouts have to say about the rest of the draft. There's a goalie who's probably close to medium elite. There's also a low elite left winger available. There's a medium top 6 forward that will not be available when we pick. Mohamed Hordachuk. Again, not the strongest player, but medium top 6 forward. That's good potential, so he could be better than what we think. I like that pick. Medium fringe starter, that's probably the best pick available. Just get at least one goalie. That's typically my mantra in the drafts. There's another low top 6 forward in Kalle Klefbom, but he's 20 and not all that great. So yeah. Let's try the low elite skater here. Low top 6, and he's 18, so that's a solid pick, actually. 214th overall. Yeesh. It's not a whole lot. I've picked pretty much all that I can. I'm not going to pick the guy that's 20 because there's really no point in doing that. We'll just swim top 6D. He's 19 on, so that's a good draft, I'd say. And yeah, that's a solid draft, I'd say. We'll swim to the re-sign phase. My NHL goalie coach is wanting a new contract. She wants to be a head coach. I'm just going to say no. I'm sorry, I can't do that. I have 3 scouts with expiring contracts this year, so not actually that crazy. Now I'm still at the point in the franchise mode where like scouting matters, because a lot of these players will still make the team. Or at least, try to make the team. And there's my Extraliga scout, and I believe that's all of them, yeah. A decent draft overall. Let's check and see what the future of the team's looking like. Gonna keep the coach. I'm gonna wait until I see my options. Like, I don't want to fire him right now, because then I'm just gonna have to replace him, but yeah. Ooh, so this past draft was really bad. I don't think I had a first round pick in this draft, I think I just had a second, and this guy was my second, Tommy Darling. So, yeah, I mean, I'll sign him, but I probably won't sign anybody else other than maybe Noonan if he improves. Yeah, it's just not looking very good. So unfortunately, next year's crop of prospects, not the strongest, but that's fine. Our top two free agents are Andrei Svechnikov and Dominic Bach. Both players are getting long-term deals. Michael Goodrow also getting a long-term deal. The centers that have expiring contracts. Well, for one, it's Boychuk, who will be playing for us next season. I want to keep him, I think. Vasilyev, I'm going to qualify, but I'm not going to qualify or sign Baradziak. Left wingers. I think I'm going to say goodbye to Teravainen and Foote. Upshaw, I'm going to qualify. Same with Kalinin here. I'm not going to... Kalle Sundin is a good prospect for Charlotte, but I have a lot of prospects coming in, so I think I'm going to say goodbye to him. And just so I have enough space to sign these prospects, I'm just going to start releasing people. Garon, he was solid depth, actually. He was a solid depth player. Orzog, definitely signing. Vahalati, I don't love your potential, but sure. And Garon will qualify you, because he was good depth. I mean, like, he came in, played almost 60 games with the team last year, and, yeah. Hayden Fleury, DeMello doesn't want to sign. I'm going to qualify McBain, but release DeMello, I think. I feel like I can do better than Fleury in free agency. Definitely going to sign Tuomainen here because, you know, that's an AHL ready defender. And this guy, I'm not even going to... Mojis? I'm not even going to bother pronouncing that. Pirietta, I will qualify, but he probably won't be playing. And I'll release Dembski. Goaltenders, I have Jacobs and Canes and Cannons, as well as Tokarski here. So I'm going to offer... Well, Jacobs does not want a contract, but we're going to give him one anyways. He might end up being my starter, which is fine. I don't mind that. Canes and Cannons is going to be a goalie with the team for a while. And then Tokarski, I'm going to qualify and trade. So, that's all. So, there's two of my scouts. Everybody has said it was an easy decision to renew. There's my third scout, so we're all good in scouting. And I didn't sign my goalie coach. So, here we go. Coaching staff. I need to hire a goalie coach, obviously. But what I'm going to do first is I'm going to see if I can... Excuse me. Hire a new head coach. Russell Rabbit. Nope. He's really cheap, though, which is good, I guess. Yeah, but her teaching's really bad. Brent Burns, LOL. Okay. None of these coaches are really good for me. And I don't want this coach with terrible teaching. They're really good for Pirieta and Hannafin, but just kind of okay for everybody else. Like, they're probably not much better for you, Trevor. They're not good for Roach or Bean. Svechnikov isn't even on this list. Like, I cannot justify getting rid of my head coach at this time. Like, yeah, it sucks for the lines, but like, I don't know, man. Like, it's just, it doesn't make any sense. But we'll get this assistant coach to be my goalie coach. Don't need to make any. Yeah, I should. I should check and see. Are there any better OHL scouts available? There's a great OHL scout available, actually. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I already have an A- OHL scout, but I also have a C OHL scout, and I don't really want that. Alright, let's take a look at the team, see what we need to improve upon this season. We're fine at center. I could use 2 left wingers. Yeah. Does it say where Pirieta fits on this team? Okay, he fits really well on the third line, but he can fit well on the second line too. That's fine. I should see if I could sign 2 left wingers though. Alright, I'm good on right wing, so I don't really need that. And then defense 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then maybe 6. But I think I'm gonna see if I can get definitely 2 left wingers and then a better defenseman. Would keep Prieta on the third line. He fits on the third line though. Liljegren is older but good. He wouldn't fit. Damn. Damon Severson doesn't make any sense. Anders Bjork. They really don't make it easy for you, huh? Could also just sign one of these guys, but no, because it's a problem. I'm gonna sign Gertz. So that's a decent player. I don't want to sign him for that long, but I think that's a good contract. We definitely know where. Cheka doesn't fit anywhere. I guess I could just bring back Fleury for a year and then just try my luck in next year's next year's free agency and see what happens. So we'll just give Fleury 1 year, and then I just need a fourth line left winger now. Riley Tufte. Tufty. Again, just 1 year, but we'll offer him a little bit more money than what he wanted. I believe I need a new goalie, but right now I see McLeod, probably the Peyton McLeod, the only good prospect available. I think I need a goalie prospect as well. I don't want a goalie. I don't want to lock into somebody for 3 years. Let's just get Demers for 1 in Charlotte, because I believe I did need a goalie prospect, or a backup goalie. Ah, dang. Okay, so I do need a new goalie coach. But that's fine. I did get the scout, which was nice. I don't know, I'm just kind of guessing at this point. Alright, so I got the prospect. Ugh! I got my defenseman, I got 1 left winger, got my prospect, my goalie prospect. So I've filled half of my needs. Just accept, please, just accept. I got my left winger, which is another need filled. And I got my coach. Okay, so that's everything that I needed to do this offseason. The team is better. Not like noticeably better, but like a decent amount better, I think. Here's everybody accepting their qualifying offers. And Eetu Luostarinen traded to the Islanders, huh? Right. I needed to trade the goalie. Again, I'm not really looking for anything other than draft picks at this time. I get a 2nd round pick for a guy that I was never going to sign. Eh, all these trade offers are terrible. Oh, man. Too many damn trade offers. But it's about to be the 2029, 2020, or 2030 season, which is an exciting moment, as we are almost probably about halfway through this, I'd say. Yeah, about halfway through. So here are your lines. Yay, here are the lines. Okay. I'm gonna put Roach on the third line or second line, see what happens. But yeah, Bakaho, Svechnikov, nothing different. Pirieta, because he's medium elite. Trevor, I'm sorry you keep getting on the third line, but I can't do anything about it. Garon is good. Boychuk, that's great. Tufty, that's fine. I don't really care. Defense, Hannafin and Goodrow. Let's try that up. Let's get Rousseau some playing time, huh? Goaltending is Jacobs and then Kings and Cannons, so that's a change. Scratched Upshaw and McBain, so nothing really changed there. Yep, okay. Charlotte, pretty much the whole same thing. I'm fine with it. Done. So, let's sim through the 2029, 2030 season. See what happens. I think this team is a little better than it was last year. We're not like great, but you know what? We're okay. I think that this team is good enough to beat. Like if we did the series over again, this team is better than the Panthers. So we'll see if that's actually true, but I think it is. I think we will be fine. First game of the season against the Columbus Blue Jackets is a loss at home. Dang. That's unfortunate. 0-2-0 to start the year, huh? Well, there's a win against San Jose to lift my spirits. And a win against Tampa. Okay. Well, we're back at 500 now. Central Scouting releasing their new rankings. We haven't seen a franchise player in a while, but this will not be the year either. Gordon Motzko projected to be the first overall pick. He's an offensive defenseman. PK Subban comparisons, and he's NHL ready. We have one bust in the 4th round. So, kind of a bad start to this season, unfortunately, for us. Just looking very okay at the onset of this season. It's still very early, but yeah, I mean, like, I'm not 100% optimistic. But yeah, I mean, like, every game we lose, we win the next game, but like, I'm it's just not great. Yeah, okay. Come on, guys. We need to pick this up. This is not acceptable. Unacceptable. Okay. Alright, team. Fine. Don't win games. We'll see if I use reverse psychology and if that really helps, you know? Alright, we're 10-8-1, which isn't terrible, actually. Like, I was expecting us to be a little worse this season. Hanifin out with a strained hamstring is unfortunate to say the least. But I think we're okay. We're starting to win more games now, which is good. And it's now December 1st, and we're 14-8-2. And Hanifin's back. There's a shutout of the Stars, too. Yeah, I don't know. Here we go. 2 gems in this draft so far. One at the end of the 1st, early 2nd. The other, the end of the 3rd. Stanley Yablonski and Tobias Noel. One from the NLA, so we'll get a potential in comparison on him. And we'll get a potential in comparison on Mr. Stanley here. And we'll put Brody Burgundy on the case. So he is an overager, but that's fine. I'm okay with that. As long as he's a good prospect, you know? Here we are, winning against Philly, 15-10-2, barely holding on to a playoff spot in the Metro right now. Yeah. Gotta beat Philly here. And we did. Okay. Yeah, we're doing well. Now, we're doing okay. But, yeah, not a whole lot going on here. We really need more wins. Bjorn Pole out for Charlotte for a little bit. That's a top tier name. Ooh, big win for against Calgary and the Blue Jackets there. So that should help the team out quite a bit. And that win against Winnipeg will help too. So we're barely actually in a wild card spot. And that game against the Devils could be huge. Jacobs out with an injured thumb. Luckily, he's not out for too long. I think he may only be out for this game. Yeah, he's already back. That's not really an injury then. Pole is back for Charlotte, which is good news. And alright, 22-13-2 ain't too bad. There's some big wins here. And it's crazy that like we're almost out of a playoff spot. Like it seems like that. We're like in a wild card spot. But we're doing really well, actually. Like we're actually doing really well. Like there's a large gap between the playoff team and non-playoff teams in this division. So Pirietta, out with a fractured jaw until the start of the month. Ugh. That is not good. And we're on a 4-game losing streak too, so that's not what you want to see. Big win against Calgary to keep us up here though. And against Vancouver, Canes win. Cool. Cool. And shutting out the Ducks, so solid West Coast road trip here. Starting off with 3 wins. Heading into play Edmonton, there's another shutout win. And can we make it 5 for 5 against San Jose? We'll have to look at Central Scouting first. And it is actually... There's no gems. Okay. Well, 2 gems, but none that we don't already know of. This one's good. We're still scouting this guy, which is fine. Can we make it 5 for 5? We do. San Jose is the 5th win on that road trip. A huge win for the Canes. Travis Dermott traded from Columbus to Winnipeg, so Columbus is trying to sell off a little bit, it seems. And Prieta is back, so that's a big deal for the Canes. Getting one of our top 6 forwards back. It would be cool to bring Chase Prisky back, but not really that important. Stuart Skinner? No, Stuart Skinner's a goalie. Somebody named Skinner traded to Ottawa, so that's a big deal. And we lose to Boston, but the Canes are first in the division for now. With a solid 30-17-3 record, we'll send to the last game of the season against Pittsburgh and see where we're at. The guy whose name I can't pronounce got hurt. Pirietta once again out with a fractured jaw. Dang.
Alright, well, we're losing some games, so we've relinquished the title of first in the division for now, but playing against Ottawa here after Ottawa got a top line winger. Jacobs now out with a strained hamstring for a little bit, so we have Canes and Cannons to rely upon here, who's fine. Dubé and Julius Tonka traded to Vegas from Tampa. Columbus trades Connor Zary, so Columbus is a team in this division that keeps getting worse, which is good for us. Alright. Panda traded to Montreal. Anaheim firing their their coach. Crazy. We play Anaheim in a couple days, actually, so that's gonna be interesting. Uh, it's really not that big of a trade. I don't know why that's on there. Yeah, the Canes struggling a little bit this month for sure. It's been an okay month. Pirieta is back a little too early, but it's fine. 3-0 win against Anaheim is good, so we did shut out the Anaheim Ducks. It doesn't look like their new coach has really helped them out a little bit or enough, but you know what? There's another win against the Caps, so that's important. Jacobs is back as well, so the Canes are finally a healthy team. Big win against the Islanders as well. Here come the Canes. Boom, beating Florida. There's the revenge game we all wanted. Okay. Well, we lost a couple games there, but we're back into our winning ways. So Matsko is allegedly projected to be the first overall pick. It could change to be that center, but I don't know. We have our third gem of the draft now, a defenseman projected to go way later on in the draft, Boris Nikitin. And we'll get a potential and comparison scouting on that. So right winger, a defenseman, and a left winger. So yeah, it's a bit of a rougher year for the Canes here. We are still a playoff team now. San Jose fires their coach. Aho's out with a mild concussion, but luckily he'll be back for game one. That would have been a horrible injury. Like if that, excuse me, if that injury was longer, like we could have kissed the first round goodbye, like, or not the first round, like the second round and the Stanley Cup goodbye. Like, he's such a big part of this team. Unfortunately, though, the Canes will finish fourth in the division in a wild card spot. Offensively, it wasn't as great of a year for the team. Obviously, you know, we were missing Aho for a little bit. But yeah, I think we'll just go ahead and go into it. Canes versus Blue Jackets in a rematch of last season's second round, I believe. Yeah, second round. So here come the Canes. First period, Wyman scores for the Blue Jackets. Canes, though, speaking of here come the Canes, in the first period, or in the second period, Pirieta Tufte Gertz, Roach, and Svechnikov scoring for the Canes. That's 5 goals in the second period. Third period now, Canes win with Gertz scoring on former Carolina Hurricane Peter Mrazek. So Matthias Gertz had an excellent game. Canes and Blue Jackets. Aho gets a goal in the first period. Second period, Aho, Goodrow, and Trevor scoring. Third period, Canes win. Roach and Hosang scoring. So the Canes, it's a high-scoring, high-flying series here. And the Hurricanes have won 2 games so far. Both games on the road, too. Game 3 at PNC Arena. No score after 1. Second period, Columbus gets out to a 3-1 lead. Svechnikov with the goal for the Canes. That score will hold, and Columbus will win the game. So a bit of an unfortunate loss for the Canes there, but luckily we still have a series lead. The AHL season is over, and Charlotte is a playoff team. They won their first game against Lehigh Valley. Seems like they didn't regress too much despite losing some key pieces. No score after the first period or second period. Third period, Canes win. Gertz with the goal, and that's a huge shutout for the Canes goaltender Jacobs here. So, it wasn't a high-scoring game, but it's a win, and I'll take that. And here come the Canes, Game 5 in Columbus. Trevor with a power play goal to start us off. Second period, Aho with another goal. Tie game, Henriksen and Nugent Hopkins score. So we're heading out to Game 5. Canes and Blue Jackets here. Is the series tied, or do the Canes... No, the Canes have a 3-1 lead in this series. So, obviously if we win, we move on to the second round. If we lose, Game 6. Alright. So, Hanifin defending the play. Ooh, shot was blocked and then hit his own defender. Canes clear it out. They're on the penalty kill just for the next couple of seconds. Roach with the puck now, gets it to Hanifin, to Garon. Garon with it. Hanifin got hit from behind. That's not a penalty. Anyways, the Canes kill it off though. Dubois with the puck going up against Jake Bean. It's me with a nice bank pass. Dubois to Huberdeau to It's me. Huberdeau got crunched. And great play by Hanifin to break up that pass. Dominic Bach with the puck. Gets it to Svechnikov. 2-on-2 the other way. Come the Canes. Aho with the puck now. Gets it. Shot. Save by Ryan Alice. That shot coming from Dominic Bach. Shot. Another save. Easy stop for Jacobs there. He saw it all the way. Stands up and just makes an easy save. But here's a great save from Ryan Alice on Dominic Bach on the one-timer. Just explodes out, makes that pad stop, and all of a sudden it's the Canes' first line versus the third line for the Blue Jackets. Jacobs has made 28 saves so far today on 30 shots. Oh, good hit there. Werenski had the puck. Columbus maintaining possession. Henriksen to Wyman. Shot. Blocked. Great block by, I believe, Michael Goodrow. Yes. Andrei Svechnikov. What speed. Enters the offensive zone. Dominic Bach. Svechnikov shot. Save Ryan Alice. Just some tremendous speed there. And that was a big hit there in the background. There's another hit there, too. The Canes are being a very physical team early on. Prieta, Suzuki, and Hosang out against the third line for the Blue Jackets. On the tie-up, Wyman gets it. Gambrell with the puck now for Columbus. Takes it behind the net. It's shot. Save. Jacobs with a good save there in close 1-on-1. That was on Zaboral there. Second line out, Sven Bershi, L, and it's me. Werenski with it to it's me. Werenski shot. Blocked, and what a hit. Hayden Fleury. Hosang shoots, save Ryan Ellis. The Canes come right back the other way and nearly put the puck in the net, but here's the hit by Fleury. Just exploding out here. He notices the play developing and just bowls over Werenski. Same lines out for both teams here. Suzuki loses the faceoff again. My goodness. Columbus entering in the zone, takes it past the blue line. What a hit! Hayden Fleury! And there's a fight breaking out here. Fleury with a couple rights, a couple solid punches here. Another one. Misses it. Helmet got knocked off. Fleury and LaRue going at it here. Or no, this is Hodges. And Fleury wins the fight, taking down Hodges. What a hit. Hayden Fleury on Zach LaRue there, and that is massive. What a hit. Fleury has been all over the Blue Jackets in this overtime, and he lays out Hodges there. Hudson Hodges, 5 minutes for fighting. Hayden Fleury, 5 minutes for fighting. And the Canes, I guess, took a penalty from that, too. I guess there was going to be a penalty. So Carolina, 2 minutes for boarding, even though the guy... Okay, that's sus. But anyways, the Canes going on the penalty kill. Zaboral with the puck up to LaRue, who is fine, by the way. Save Jacobs. Ooh, that would have been an ugly rebound. My goodness. Garrell and Roach out for the Hurricanes. A pivotal penalty kill here in overtime. Verdino with it, shot. Michael Goodrow is there to clean up the rebound and immediately dump the puck out. What a heads-up play in the offensive zone by the Hurricanes defenseman. Huberdeau with it. And bad pass, Noah Hannafin had it. Garon with it. Now Michael Goodrow to Roach. Roach gets laid out there, but they kill off a little bit of time. Guards with the puck now. Up to Huberdeau. Turnover, Michael Goodrow. What a defensive play. And cleared the puck off of a stanchion, so unfortunately they can't kill more time. But what a play here. There's a good save by Jacobs, and again, just shows you how great of a play that was from Michael Goodrow. But anyways, Gertz and Trevor are out on the ice now. Werenski, Tilleru to Gambrell, to Werenski, to Gambrell. It's me, no. Henriksen shot, what a stop! Jacobs with a phenomenal pad save. Oh my god. Bean clears it out after a couple great saves from Jacobs there. Werenski with the puck. Once again, Henriksen. Gambrell, this is a power play for the next 20 seconds. Werenski shot, save, LaRue scores. Tough rebound to give up there from Jacobs, and you just can't be taking penalties in overtime. Fleury, unfortunately, his lack of discipline there was... Yeah, it was definitely a lack of discipline, and unfortunately the Canes can't get it done. They lose in overtime. Game 6 coming up. And Charlotte is 1 win away from the second round. First period, Bach and Svechnikov score even strength goals for the Canes. It's Me ties it up. Third period, Canes lose. Bach, with 1 second left, makes the game 4-3, but at that point it doesn't matter. We're heading to Game 7 in Columbus. So that game really was 4-2, with Bach just kind of padding the stats with the second left. First period, Canes with the lead thanks to Josefsson's first to the playoffs. Boychuk scoring his first, maybe his first career playoff goal. Canes win. Trevor and Gertz with goals. Your Carolina Hurricanes are moving on to the second round, beating the Columbus Blue Jackets in Game 7. Charlotte gets some players back, and it's a Game 5 in their series, so an elimination game for the Checkers. First period, Charlotte gets the first goal with Kalinin scoring, no score in the second and third, so Charlotte wins and moves on thanks to a 1-0 shutout win. Again, it does not matter how you get them, it just matters that you get them. So both playoff rounds are complete. It's going to be Canes and Rangers, and it's going to be Checkers versus Bridgeport again. First period, Game 1. Rangers get out to an early lead with Karen Lang scoring. Suzuki gets a goal for the Canes, and then the third period, Suzuki gets another one. But unfortunately, that is it. Canes lose 5-2. I hit head coach replaces player instead of best lines, but I think that's fine because I just hit best lines there. Cool. Game 2. A tough loss in Game 1 for the Canes. We definitely need a bounce back win here. No score after 1. Second period, Canes with 2 goals. Aho and Trevor getting it done. And that's a shutout with Suzuki scoring his third goal of the series. That's really all you can hope for in a bounce back win, shutting out that team. Charlotte is losing a player for the rest of their season. Game 3 now. Canes leading Svechnikov and Suzuki once again, just having a killer series here. Dominic Bach with a power play goal, and the Canes win 3-1, taking a 2-1 series lead at home. Svech with another big game, leading the team in points with 10 points in 10 games. Game 4, Canes have back-to-back wins in this series, looking for back-to-back-to-back wins. First period, Rangers get out to an early lead with Kakko and Neal scoring. Second period, Trevor takes the lead and cuts it in half. Canes win in the third period. Svechnikov, Tufte, Pirieta, and Bean scoring. So that's a huge game for the Canes, winning 5-2. Svech with another point in that game, another goal, putting the Rangers on thin ice here in Game 5. The Canes could move on to the Eastern Conference Final here. Bach with a goal, Gauthier and Buchnevich scoring for the Rangers. Tie game after 2, Aho and Gertz scoring. Third period, Canes lose. Trevor gets a power play goal, but unfortunately it is not enough. The Rangers win and force a Game 6. Bach had a multi-point game, bringing his point totals up to 13 in 12 games. Game 6. Canes and Rangers back at home ice for the Canes. Bach and Josefsson scoring for the Canes in the first period. Natchez scoring twice for the Rangers. No score in the second. Third period, the Canes win. It's an unlikely hero, Garon, scoring a even strength goal to send the Carolina Hurricanes to the conference final for at least the second year in a row. Looks like Charlotte was eliminated, unfortunately. Yeah, there's no way. And it's going to be Canes versus Senators, so a very tough series coming ahead for the Hurricanes. First period. McLennan scores. Robertson. Canes lose. Gertz gets a goal, though. So it's not a shutout, but unfortunately it's not a very good game either. Alright. Game 2, Canes looking for a better win or a better game here from their offense. Oof. Well, Svechnikov scores. So the Canes don't get shut out again, but unfortunately, it's not really what you want to see from your team here. Draft rankings heading into May, once again, we'll be picking 28th, 29th, 30th, or 31st in the first round, so this player will be available. The gem. Quite a few gems in this draft, though. We don't know everything about a lot of these players yet. I would love for us to learn more about Yablonski here. And Orlando Boyce. Charlotte had some injuries. I don't think they would have been able to beat Bridgeport, but it would have been a better season. Or it would have been better. Hayden Fleury scoring for the Canes in the first period. Trevor getting a goal in the second. Third period, Boychuk wins it with 46 seconds left. Canes win Game 3 at home and get a much-needed win after a fairly disappointing first two games. Trevor now leading the team in points with 15 points in 16 games. Game 4, Bellows and Nemesnikov score for the Oilers. No score after 2. And Hanifin gets a goal for the Canes, but unfortunately it's another game where the Canes only score 1 goal. So it's really unfortunate. Like all three of our losses, we've only scored 1 goal. So that's going to need to change. Game 5, first period, Canes with a goal, Aho scoring, Patterstrom scoring, Canes lose. Alright, season's over. Aho and Roach scoring for the Canes, but unfortunately our Stanley Cup hopes end there. Bean is out with an injured elbow. I don't really know why I should care, because, you know, we're moving on to the draft here. But yeah, unfortunately, that is all for our season. If Bean was back, maybe we wouldn't have lost, but I doubt it. Ottawa ended up winning the Cup. Chicago won the Calder. New Jersey and Columbus winning lottery picks here. Really unfortunate. Anaheim has traded away lottery picks in both of the past 2 drafts. But yeah, so New Jersey will get the top offensive defenseman in this draft, which will be really good for them. Plenty of gems in this draft. I'm loving the amount of potential stars I could get in this draft, so that's really exciting. We'll view the retired players and see what's up. Kucherov, O'Reilly, Gaudreau, and Stone. Okay, I don't really care. Never mind. And let's see which retired players are coaches. O'Reilly is a coach now. And again, I won't have to have any retired coaches this year, so that's exciting. And the awards. Canes shouldn't have any awards this year because it really wasn't that great of a year for us offensively. Ottawa won the Cup. It was an Ottawa versus Colorado series. Patrick winning the Art Ross. Norris went to Connor. Tuna. Josh Bartosik won the Conn Smythe. Congrats to him. Wade won another Selke. And the Richard went to Will Looper. So there we go. The Canes heading into the draft. The final team stats, I'll take a look in a minute. I think I forgot to look. But yeah, once again, picking 28th after losing in the conference final. There is a top 4 defenseman available here. But again, I think we have to pick the gem in Noel. His shooting is really good. ETA is 2 years. This is a guy, 69 overall. This is a guy that could come into Charlotte's lineup next season. 44th overall. We're still just looking for the best players available. Atkinson here, Daniel Atkinson. Again, not the best player right now, but potential seems to be good. Medium top 60. Actually, that's not that great. 59th overall. We're having a trade offer here. Len Quirk. There's a couple players that I'd consider. Ludwig Jensen, I think, is the player our scouts like the most, so we'll pick him. Low top 6 forward is okay. 90th overall, we have the potential to maybe get some good prospects here. Ahmad Anderson, a center who's projected to be a low top 6 forward. That's okay. We'll pick him up. 62 overall is solid value. Seems like a really good draft this year. Like an actually deep draft, which is nice. 121st overall, it kind of drops off, but I mean, luckily there's plenty of low elite players in this draft, which is really good. There's even a low top 6 forward. There's a low top 4D. Like, this is a really good draft. I think we're going to start picking Zhamnov here. 49 overall is not good, but he is low elite, so there's potential there. Really doesn't look like a whole lot is available here, or I can afford to take a gamble here, and my scouts really like Pat Orr. We'll pick him up. Low top 9. Okay, that's pretty bad. I saw the low top 6 and was like, oh, you know what, maybe. But no. Unfortunately not. Boris Nikitin now is projected to go next. Both of these players are good, and I think I'll pick them up. They're both defensemen. Nikitin is 19 and only 51 overall, which is a little unfortunate, but I think that's okay. And then Frazee here, Timothy Frazee, a 60 overall low elite defenseman at 18 years old. Two-way defenseman. Weird that he fell into the 7th round, but I love that pick. Pretty good draft overall, I'd say. A couple misses, but nothing really that bad. Yes. If none of these coaches want to sign, then I'll just flip-flop their roles and just make this guy the head coach and this guy the associate coach, because that's the roles they wanted, so that's fine. I'll just re-sign all these scouts and then check the future of the team and then get off for the day. Still have some stuff to take care of today, and just want to chill for a little bit before the evening. Alright, that is it for scouting, and here are all of our players that need to be re-signed. So the best player that needs to be re-signed this year is Josh Hosang and Ryan Suzuki. So this might be a good opportunity for me to try and improve the team, like the team's depth scoring. So look out for that in the future. Unsigned prospects, obviously Nold is the best player available here. Other than that, there's really not a whole lot. I was hoping Pavel Hudobin would be better, but he hasn't grown at all. Bales is looking like the best player we've picked in that last draft, at least just from an overall standpoint right now. But overall, it's a solid draft. Parks still not bad. Like, there's just not a lot of growth expected. But that was actually a pretty good draft, all things considered. Like, there may only be 2 players that I don't sign from that draft. Goaltending, yeah, why not? I have nothing to lose by signing that guy. So that is it for this one. Oh no, team stats.
That's right. So Bach finished with 79, Svech and Roach finished with 75, Aho 74. Bit of a down year for you, Trevor, and then it really just drops off after you. So yeah, it maybe was Suzuki. Ugh, Suzuki wasn't even on this. Oh, because duh, because he's a free agent. It's not gonna show like the free agents on this list for whatever reason. So Josh Hosang had 40 points. Okay, so that was not very good. You were on the second line, I believe. No, I mean, you're right. No. You may have been put on the second line. Suzuki had 37. So I think I could improve on both of those players next year. I'm going to improve on Fleury because he's not good anymore. I'm going to keep these three players because, I mean, obviously, you know, like there's something going on there, and not going to re-sign Boychuk. I may actually make Bomek my third line center, but we'll see. This is all speculative, and this will all happen next time, and I hope you'll all join. Have a good night.